Oh, boy, I'm tired. I had to pick my buddy up at the airport last night at midnight. And not the Abbotsford airport, the Vancouver airport. I got home very late. And we decided this week, I don't know why, I love my wife more than anything in the world, but she decided that this was the week, essentially the 1st of June, that we were going to give our kids a schedule like down to the 15 minutes. Because they're such bubbleheads, right? Grade 9 and grade 7. I mean, I taught some of you in grade 9. You were bubbleheads. Don't get me wrong. I loved you as much in grade 9 as I love you now. But in grade 9, you were bubbleheads. You look around at the grade 9s now, they are all indeed bubbleheads. Even the intelligent ones. So, at this month, when everybody is checked out of school anyways, as you are all well aware, she has decided that it is time to put the kids on this schedule. So she started it this morning, but I was like, honey, I'm not getting up. I'm getting up at 7:15. You're on your own. So I don't know how it went. But because I was so tired from driving back from the airport. So that's why I'm kind of yawny. Excuse me. Not yawny like that stupid Greek singer guy. Yawny like I have yawns. If you don't know who Yanni is, you're lucky. Because he's horrible. Unless, of course, you're Greek and Yanni is the cultural hero to you that he is to all Greek people. Then I apologize. None of you are Greek, are you? No? Okay. I went to the Greek islands too. That doesn't make me Greek. I've also been to Washington. I'm not American. I've been to Ecuador, and I won't be Ecuadorian for another 20 years till I retire there. Then I will be Ecuadorian. I went to Cactus Club yesterday, and I watched Ecuador and Italy play soccer. And normally I, of course, would have asked immediately for them to change the channel, so I didn't have to watch any soccer. But because it was Ecuador, I watched. They lost. It was only 1-0, though. So, of course, in soccer, that's, the equivalent of 75-0. Let's do math. What's the first one? What's the first one? No, it is not C. It is big E. Now, of course, you are marking your work since you are having a test on this, possibly tomorrow. I did not come around and see how many people did it.
Wait, is it possible tomorrow or definitely tomorrow?
It depends on the capriciousness of my mood. It depends on whether or not I get it printed. Because I think you have this class first thing tomorrow. Or no, last block tomorrow. Right? Second last. Yeah. What? Last. No. Tomorrow's Cab D. You have it second class. Or CDAB. Yeah, right after lunch. Yeah. I have words for all the days. But my word for day 4 is not words I can say out loud. And day 1 doesn't really have a word. It's just A, B, C, D. But the other two do. C, dab, and bad C, they're fine. No, it's not decab. It's DCBA. What's B? Pardon me? No, A was E. See how it says E right there? D, right. C, B, D, A, E, F. Those are hard ones. F, C, and G, G. 7. Number 2, sketch the angle in terminal position. A, down there. B, up there. C, up there, D, down there, 4. Please notice I do not expect you to be like, well, that's not quite halfway, so it's got to be a little bit above. Like, understand what that verb means, right? Okay. Would you consider the reference angle of 30 of the lamp to be 30? Would you consider that to be its reference angle? Yes or no? No, of course not. Why? Because it's not between the x-axis. That's the y-axis. Reference angles are down here. So what is the actual reference angle in this case? 60. So no, because ref angles are between terminal arm and x-axis. I'm going to pluralize that because I like pluralizing the word axis because you pluralize it with axes and then you sound very smart. It's like if there's more than one index to something and you say indexes, you sound dumb because the actual word is indices. And when you say indices, you sound smart. Or if you're watching, what was that movie with Tom Hanks and all the riddles?
Toy Story.
All the riddles and puzzles. The Da Vinci Code. If you're watching the Da Vinci Code when he's playing with the codex, if there's more than one codex, it's codices, which again makes you sound smart. Or it makes everybody in the room want to punch you in the mouth. Which is it, ladies and gentlemen? Do I sound smart or do you wish to punch me in the mouth for my proper use of English? You can be honest. Well, there should be more options. There's more options beyond I think you're intelligent or I want to punch you in the mouth here. No. We're not talking about students and teachers anymore. We're just talking about people. We're just having a conversation. I see. All right. Anyway, that was out of 2. Number 6. A for 1 mark. There. B. Exact distance from the origin to point Q. Of course, point Q is the hypotenuse, yes? So it is the square root of 9 plus 64, which is root 73. Not 9 and 8, not 64, you idiot. 9 and 36, which is root 45. Some of you, I bet, if I were to walk around and look, left it as root 45, when the actual answer should be 3 root 5. Right? But you can have full marks for root 45. You know why? Because it's Monday morning and nobody wanted to punch me in the mouth for saying indices. Right, Isabel?
At least nobody told you we did.
As you people need to know, if you don't tell somebody, then you don't really feel it. If you don't got the guts to back up your opinion, then you don't really have that opinion. Right? Now all of a sudden all the hands go up. I'll punch you in the mouth, Myers. C. It is 6 over 3 root 5. That is which? Sine or cosine? That is sine. Cosine is negative 3 over 3 root 5. And tan is, of course, negative 2. Now, if you change this to 2 over root 5, that's cool. If you change this to negative 1 over root 5, that's cool. And if you left this as 6 over negative 3, I'll allow it because I'm cool, but don't do it on the test. Right? And D, what's the value of theta? Of course, you have to do shift sine of any one of these, which will give you the reference angle, and then you figure it out from there. I don't know what it is because I'm too lazy to get out my calculator. What is it? What is it? Somebody got their calculator on this. I know 90% of you didn't do your homework, but one of you did. What is the angle? You stopped at that question. So now I have to get out my calculator. -1 from everybody. When you report your marks, I'm taking away 1 mark from all of you, unless somebody tells me an answer in the next 2 seconds.
7.
All right. So whatever you report to me, make sure you reduce it by at least 1, because nobody is telling me the answer. What is it? Oh, so you were late. I'm taking 1 away from you for being late. I'm just kidding. I'm not. Second sine. Oh, crap. I should have done tan. Second tan -2. 63, so it's 127. Four marks. Making that whole page out of 7, 15, and 2 is 17. Number 9. If sine is negative, if sine is negative and cos is negative, then it must be in what quadrant? How can sine be negative in the first quadrant? Must be in the third quadrant, yes? Which means it is -3, 5, which makes this -4 automatically. 3, 4, 5 triangle. So cos is -4/5, and tan is 3/4. 9a. Cos -4/5, tan 3/4. B. Cos is positive, tan is negative. Where must it be? Is this another one I'm subtracting from everybody's score? In the fourth quadrant. Excellent. Which means it is down here. Since cos is 1/3, that is 3, that is 1. So this is what? √8 or 2√2. 2√2. Negative. So sine is -2√2/3. And what's the other one we need? Tan is -2√2. Or -√8 if you didn't simplify like you're supposed to. And C, tan is 5/12. It is positive, and sine is positive. So where must it be? In the first quadrant. Tan is 5/12, so that's 13. So sine is 5/13. Cos is 12/13. All that for 3 marks. Is there any trick to this, or is it just calculator work? It's just calculator work. So what are they? Never mind, nobody's giving me answers. I'll just do all the work. $130 and $310. 200 and 340. Why is it what? Because it's the since sine is negative, it has to be in the third and fourth quadrant. So it has to be 20 down from 180, which is 200, and 20 down from 360, which is 340. And shift cos 0.342 is 70 and 110. No, 70 and 290. Sorry. For 3 marks. $15. That's the triangle you need. This is 4.1. This is 8.7. This is 21. It's the exact same question as the crumbling tower question. It is exactly the same. You know what this is because of the 180. Then you know what this is because of the 180. Then you have your sine law. Once you have your sine law, you get this side, and then you work it out. I don't know the answer, but you had to do sine law, and then once you have sine law, you get this side right here, and then you do SOHCAHTOA with sine of 8.7 to find this side. Okay? I'll ask for the answer. Any chance? Slim to none? No one? Do I need to do it? All right. I didn't really want to teach today, so it's okay. So I'm tired. I'll make the triangle bigger. Here's the mountain. 8.7, 21, 4.1. So this is 180 minus 9, which is 171, but it's not quite minus 9. This is 171.3. Once you know that, 171.3 and 4 is 175.3, 175.4, which makes this 4.6. Now you have your pair. 21 over sine 4.6 equals x over the sine of 4.1. That will give you this side right here, because 4.6 and 21 and 4.1 and that. Once you have x in this red triangle, sine of 8.7 equals height of the mountain. Height, I don't want to use that. Altitude over x. X sine 8.7 equals a. So you would do that math. And that math is 21 times sine 4.1 divided by sine 4.6. That is 18. And then 18 answer times sine of 8.7. 2.83. But of course that's 2.83 kilometers. So it's 2,830 meters. I would say that's out of 2. Sarah runs a deep sea fishing charter. Good job, Sarah. It's good to have work. The question gave you the answer, right? Obviously, the textbook I photocopied this out of, I should have had a little better look and seen that the kids weren't cheating. It's given you that. Which ship is closer to Sarah? So you're going to use Sine Law with Lil B, Lil A, and then you're going to verify that answer by using the primary trigonometric ratios. The primary trig ratios are sine, cos, and tan. So when you do the Sine Law, you're going to get whatever these two are, and you're going to verify it by dropping that right there and using that and that and that and that. So Sine Law, I don't really think I need to go over it, but I will. This is indeed 84. 68 over sine 84. I'm so lazy, I'm just writing S equals B over S49. And it equals A over S47. Now, 49 and 47 are very close, so you're going to find these answers are very close together because it's almost an isosceles triangle, but I don't know which one's closer. Which one's closer? Anybody do it? A is closer? All right. So A is closer. And then how do you check it? Well, that's a stupid question. So, whatever you did, give yourself 1 extra mark. (17) A. Sketch a diagram to show the distances traveled by the jet to avoid the thunderstorm. So, the jet is heading east. We always draw east going that way. Right? The pilot wants to avoid a thunderstorm, so he changes course by heading north 70 east. This is the way he is flying. Here is the thunderstorm. He wants to avoid it, so he changes to north 70 east. Where is north from east? When we draw it, up or down? Up. So dude flies off this way at 70, right? He travels for 1 hour. How fast is he flying? $720. So how far does he fly this way? 720. Then he turns to go back to the original path. So he flies up here for an hour, then he wants to turn back to his original path, which is over here, yes? So he's flying this way and he has to get back down to here, agreed? So if he's flying this way, right, he's got to turn all the way back to get back to east. This is a very difficult question. How far does he have to turn from here to get back down to here? I'm betting most people did not do this question because most of you guys are bad with the directions. Do you all understand the diagram? Okay. Well, let's talk for a second. It says he flew for half an hour to turn back onto the original path. So how far did he fly here? 360, right? Everybody understands? All right. What do you have right there? Your Sine Law pair, agreed? So, that's what the diagram looks like. That gets you 1. What heading east of south did he take after avoiding the storm to come back? So I need to know what heading he was on. Here is where he turned, yes? Right? So this would be straight south, correct? What direction is east from south? Left or right? Here is the plane heading south. What direction did he have to turn? He would have turned left, right? Left, right. He would have turned left, correct? So I need this angle in here. There's my theta. Right? So if I know this whole angle, I can sort this out, can't I? How will I find this whole angle? I know this, correct? That's my pair. Can I find this angle? How? Sine law. Once I have this angle, do I automatically know this angle? Yes. So, let's find this angle first. There is the theta we need first, which is 360 over sine 70 equals sine theta over 720. Now, since I need a theta, am I going to be shift signing here? Yeah. So, if you didn't do this question, I should hear the tickety-tick of calculators right now, shouldn't I? While you are getting out your calculator and making it go tickety-tick, I, of course, am going to be showing my work. Because when you show your work, you can it's very difficult to do wrong. Oh, I screwed that up. Sorry. 720 over sine theta. 720 sine 70 divided by 360, and that is what gets shift signed. What did I do? Oh, too many brackets. If only my class had done their work, and then I wouldn't have to use this stupid thing. Sine. I can't do this all at once. 720 sine 70 divided by 360. Oh, then what did I draw wrong? It is a math error. Well, let's see what I drew wrong. I got to read this again. North 70 east. Yep. Flew for 1 hour. Yep. Before turning to head toward the original path. What the heck? All right. Okay, team. We got to discuss this. Because it's Monday morning. The jet is cruising east at 720 an hour. That's east. So here comes the jet. He sees the thunderstorm and he adjusts 70 degrees north. Oh! Ha 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 ha. I totally read that direction wrong. That is east 70 north. How am I supposed to be traveling? North 70 east. I know, right, Jack? What an idiot. What is north? Straight up, yes? Right? But I'm not going straight north. I'm going 70 east of that, yes? So I'm flying off here. There's the 70. So what's this? $20. What a maroon. This is 720 still. Then we fly back down here. This is still 360. Now it'll work. 360 over sine 20 equals 720 over sine theta. Now it'll work. What an idiot. What's the answer? 720 sine 20 divide, not sine 0. 20 divided by 360. Shift, sine, shift, answer. 43. Which means what's this? 117. Now, that's 43, that's 90. This is what? 47, correct? And that's the one I need. South is straight down. I went 47 degrees east of south. So south 47 east is the answer to B. And then at what distance east of the point where it changed course did the jet resume its path? So I need this distance here, which is sine of 117, right? I go back to my cos law, or sine law. 360 sine 20 equals x over sine 117. And I get that 360 sine 117 divided by sine 20 to get that answer. And will that answer be bigger or smaller than 720? Will this blue line be bigger or smaller than 720? Because most of you didn't do the work, so bigger. Why? Pardon me? Because it's across from the biggest angle. And the answer is whatever it is. Might as well do it. 360 sine 117 close brackets divided by sine 20 close brackets equals 937 or 8. I didn't see. So that's 1 for the drawing, 1 for the 2 for the sign work, because you also had to know your directions, and 1 for the last one, making that out of 4. Whew! Tough question. Golf course, not a tough question, because there's your third line. 375, 20 over here. The ball stops 240 yards from the tee. Got your 240. How far is the ball from the hole? It's just sine law. Or cosine law, I mean. Since it's cosine law, what letter do I put here? Lil c. And it is 240 squared plus 375 squared minus 2. I'm out of room. If you wrote it out, you get the whole mark because you can't really screw it up. A bunch of you won't have written it out, though. So c squared equals the square. C equals the square root of 375 squared plus 240 squared minus 2 times 375 times 240 times cos 20 to get your answer, whatever it is. Square root, bracket, 375 squared plus 240 squared minus 240 times minus 2 times 240 times 375 times, I missed the 40 there because this is a giant pain in the butt to use this. Anybody want to tell me the answer to save me the trouble? 170? Sounds good to me. 170. There you go. 1 mark there because the triangle is drawn for you. 23. Boom. Boom. 54. Boat A, boat B. Done. How far apart after 4 hours? Well, this is 48 times 4, which is 192 to boat A. This is 53.6 times 4, which I don't want to bother. And then, of course, you do cos law. C equals the square root of 192 squared plus, 212, 4 times 0.6 is 2.4, 214.4 squared minus 2 times 192 times 214.4 times cos 54. Somebody did that. What is it? 185? 185.6. Sounds good to me. And then the practice test. All multiple choice for the first 5. I don't even know what we're up to now. That was 4 and 1 and 2. That is 7. Which angle in standard position has a different reference angle? A. Nice. Which angle in standard position does not have a reference angle of 55? A. Nice. Which is the exact value of cos 150? Has to be negative because 150 is in the sine quadrant. It is C. Determine the equation for this. B, because it's sine law, because you got a pair. Wait a minute. Yeah, because you got a pair. 28 and 70. 5. Which of those doesn't work? Yes. What is the value of B? Well, B is the y value, correct? Cos is positive, tan is negative. What quadrant must it be in? It's got to be in the fourth quadrant, yes? That has to be 1. That has to be root 10. That has to be b, doesn't it? Okay, so what's the value of b? Well, if the x is 2, right, then this is 2, correct? Which means this is really 2 root 10, correct? Which means it's really root 40, correct? So 2 squared plus b squared has to equal 40, doesn't it? So b squared has to equal 36, doesn't it? So b has to equal what? 6. Everybody good? Everyone is good there? Uh-oh, number 7's another direction question. I sense direction questions are difficult. Oak Bay in Victoria is north 57 east from Ross Bay. There is Ross Bay. What direction is north from Ross Bay? What direction would north be? Straight up. But Oak Bay is not there. It's 57 degrees east of there. How do I go east from north? Right. How far? 57 degrees, right? So over here is where Oak Bay is, yes? Now, if this is 57, then what's the other side of this? 33. Everybody cool? Sailboat leaves Ross Bay in the direction of north 79 east. After sailing 1.9 k, it goes to Oak Bay. So, the sailboat will be green. The sailboat takes off north 79 east. So that's way down here, isn't it? This is 11. And then it goes up to Oak Bay. This is 1.9. This is 1.1. Right? Everyone agree? Okay. So, all of this is 33, as Joshin said. Yes? It's the other half of the 57. This in here is 11. Yes? Right? And all of this is 79. Yeah? So 79 minus 33 is what? 46. And I don't need 11 of that, so what's left in here? How much? 35. And there is what I need. Once I have 35, I can Sine Law. That is the hard part of this. Is the trig hard? No. It's all formulas, yes? This is the hard part. And this is the part that has real-life applications. Everybody says trig's hard. No, trig isn't hard. But even this is just all 90 degrees, isn't it? It's just adding and subtracting. So there's your diagram for one. Distance between Ross Bay and Oak Bay. I need this side right here, yes? So I got a Sine Law to get this. Once I have that, I know this. Then I Sine Law to get that. Do I need to Sine Law it all out for you? Did anybody actually do the question, or did you get stuck at the drawing? You need to be honest with me so I don't waste everybody's time. once you've seen the drawing, you could all do the sine law, right? Okay. So I'm just going to show the work. Sine 35 over 1.1 equals sine theta over 1.9. That gets you this. Green theta. Once you have green theta, 35 minus green theta gets you angle ROT, rot, equals rot. Once you have t, sine 35 over 1.1 equals sine t over x, and then you take that answer in there and you do it. And if you did that, you get your 1 mark. Number 8, 30. I know if I have 30, my q is what? This is 16. What's my q? Automatically. Sine of 30 is what? Well, no, just 0.5. Half. So q is 8. The other side is 10. Is 10 longer than 8? Is it shorter than 16? So 2 triangles. 2. Determine the unknown measurements. You're doing sine law to determine both of those. So it's you get 1 mark for an answer of 2 triangles and 1 mark for doing the trig. Okay, I am getting the general impression from people that not a lot of this was done. So you tell me, because I'm giving you the test on this tomorrow, I don't care. What questions from 9 through 17, not 9, 9 through 17 do you want to do? Read it right now, because apparently like 5 of you actually did the work. And since those people did the work, aren't asking questions, I trust they're getting all the right answers. Therefore, they don't need any extra help. So right now, read 10 through 17, talk to your neighbor, decide which ones you want to go over. I'll pause the sine 1.4 sine 80 divided by 2. 44 degrees. So it is no longer theta, it is now 44. What does the angle make with the top of the fence? 80 and 44 is 124. 180 minus 124 is 56. So now I know all 3 sides. How far is the bottom of the board? I need this side right here, which is, of course, sine 80 over 2 equals sine 56 over x. 2 sine 56 divided by sine 80 equals x. .68. And then I check. 80 is across from 2, that's correct. 1.4 is across from 44, that's correct. 50 is across from 1.68, that's correct. Anything from 13 through 17? Read them now and make up your minds. Noah. 13. Using examples, explain how to determine all the angles when you have a reference angle. All right. Anywhere, let's pick a reference angle. Let's not use quadrant 1, because quadrant 1, the angle is the reference angle, yes? So let's pick that one. There is my theta r, reference theta, yes? Agreed? Now, where else does that same reference theta exist? You do know. Where are reference angles? They're between X and the terminal arm, yes? So, if I come out here, do I have theta reference? Yes. If I go down here, do I have theta reference? If I go out here, do I have theta reference? Okay. So, how do I find all these angles if I know the reference angle? If I know theta reference equals 37, what can I do? I subtract or add from 180, and I subtract or add from 0 and 360. That's it. Right? Now, if you're... Explain how to determine... Oh, so yeah, if you know the reference angle, that's all you do. The only time it gets complicated is if somebody tells you one of the sine of that reference angle is positive or negative. Right? If the sine of the reference angle is negative, if the sine is negative, right? Then it's got to be one of these two. That's the only one that makes it difficult. Everybody good with 13? If you know one reference angle, you automatically know the other four. But, wait a second. Remember, it's not the reference angle. It's this. Oh, I should change color. It's this, which is 180 minus theta r. It's this, which is 180 plus theta r. It's this, which is what? 360 minus theta r. And it is this, which is what? 30 theta r. Everybody cool? All right. 14, 15, 16, 17. 17, nothing before 17? Okay. 16, okay. So 16, she's already got the work. What do you see right there? Pair. So what are you going to do? Sine law. What do you see there? Pair. So what are you going to do? Do I need to go through them? Okay. All right. North Shore Search and Rescue. Team splits into two groups from their starting point. Here is starting point, S. One group heads off at an angle of 129 to each other. Is this a direction question or is it comparing between the two? Which is it? Let me remind you of what you know. This is 0 degrees, 90, 180, 360, yes? If I walk away on a heading of 114 degrees, what direction am I walking? I am walking at a heading of 114 degrees. What direction am I walking? Southeast, because I start at 0, 90, 114. Right? Right? But that is also east 24 south, isn't it? Because I could have started east, but I adjusted 24 south, yes? It is also south 66 east, isn't it? Because I could have gone south and adjusted 66 back to there. Do either of those three things apply to that 129 right now? Yes or no? It's tricky. Oh! Sarah Johnson just said it's triggy. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha. That was not messed up. That was awesome. And Sarah, I am laughing for you, even though the rest of them, it's Monday morning and they are not. I think they missed this. You needed that. And then maybe that's the cue, right? It's like ringing the bell and bringing the dog food and the dog, ah. That's the Pavlov thing. Now, back to where we were. Does that 129 have to do with either of these things? Read the question. No, it doesn't. When you see 129, a bunch of you hopefully thought of that and thought that they were walking off in the 129 direction. But that's not what it is. It says they walked off 129 degrees from each other. So group A walked over here from the starting point. B walked over here. That's the 129. Doesn't say what direction they went. It just says they split up at 129. Okay? Alpha group walks east for 3.8K. So alpha group, I've drawn this poorly. I just did it again. B, A. Alpha group walks east 3.8. Two-way radios have a range of 6.2K. How far could the beta group walk before losing contact with the alpha group? So this line is a maximum of what? 6.2. I need to find this side, don't I? How? Sine law? Okay. Because I got a pair right there, yes? So how will that help me? What do I have to find now? What do I use sine 129 over 6.2 to do right now? What do I got to do first? Which angle? Angle B or angle A? You're going to find angle B, which is, of course, sine B over 38. What will you do with that answer? How will I use this answer? I will find angle A. How? Right. 180 minus B minus 129 will get me A. Once I know A, what do I do? Sine law again. Sine 129 over 6.2 now also equals sine A over little a, which is the distance I need. Big A we have right here after we've done this. Good, Jack? Because that's what you asked about. Yeah? No. Huh? No. The problem is too many of you do sine law once and think you've got the answer. Right? If you don't draw the question right and you sine law for the wrong angles, you're in trouble. All right, I have 918. Obviously, this group needs to spend a little bit more time with trig. Yeah. Test reminders. 1. Draw the triangle. I cannot stress this enough. Draw the triangle. 2. No acts quadrants. Does everybody know what that means? Everybody? All, cos, tan, sine. You all know what that means, right? Okay. 3. You still need SOHCAHTOA. But remember, SOHCAHTOA has evolved into sine y over r, cos x over r, tan y over x. Where do those y's and x's come from? Coordinate grids. R is always the square root of x squared plus y squared. And we always give R in math class as an exact value. Does that exact value help the search and rescue guy? No. Do you want to tell the search and rescue guy, you need to go 3 root 7 kilometers north by northwest? No, because search and rescue guy does not want to be getting out his calculator. In real life, what do we give? An approximated decimal answer. In math class, what do we give? An exact value. Yeah? Yeah. Third thing. Fourth thing. Sine law. Do you have to memorize it?
No, but it helps.
No, but you got to be able to use it. Know what opposite means. Because in triangles that look like this, it can be a little tricky to remember that A and A, that's the across. Right? That one is tricky for a lot of you. And what's the other tricky thing for sine law? I call your attention back to this question. Damn, where is it? This question. Because our calculator gave us 41, didn't it? But it couldn't possibly be 41 because it had to be across from the longest side, yes? So you need to remember in sine law, the answer your calculator gives you might be a theta r. So you must check longest side opposite largest angle. Remember that question, yes? Fifth thing. Cos law. You get that. You do not get the rearranged one. You're in the 11th grade. You should be able to rearrange an equation. Right? Cos law, you must remember always you have to square root or shift cos at the end of it. Always. And the last thing, 6, directions, which I'm going to go over again. 2 directions. North, east, south, west. There is this one. You get degrees from 0 direction to 360. 0, 90, 180, 270. In this one, you get a number between 0 and 360. 192 degrees. That means this is my starting point. I start from 0, and I walked around to here. So I'm walking this way. This is the 192 from 0 around. Which means, what is this in here? Do not say it out loud. If you know, you know, but a great many of your classmates still haven't figured this out. Give them a chance right now. All the way around is 192. What's this? $180. So what is this? 12. So what is this? No, just in here so I can do trig, Jesse or Liam. What is just this where the circle is? 78. Right? The other way of doing directions. North, east, south, west is direction, degree, direction. This is start. This is adjust. And this is direction of adjust. So, north, 29, west. What direction should I start in? North. But I'm not really walking north. I'm walking 29 degrees to the west. Where is west from there? This is still my starting point. So I'm walking off that way. Where is the 29? Here. So what is this? 61. Okay? Now, what if it is more than one set of directions? What if I turn somewhere out here? What must I do right there? If I give you a new heading right there, what do I need? Another one of these. And all those angles are the same. This is 78, that's 12. Then I take off in whatever direction I go. This would be 315 degrees, right? So if that's 315, this is 45, this is 45. What's all of that? 57. Everybody understand? Down here, if I go off in this direction and then I turn directions there, I need another one of these. This is 61, this is 29. If this is south 25 west, this is 25. This is 49. Is everybody ready for your test tomorrow? I hope so. You will report your score out of whatever I said it was because I threw out the last 20 marks on it. I don't need to hear myself talk. I give you those reviews for you. And then you complain that you're not getting enough review for a test. Just like in a couple of weeks, you're going to say, Mr. Myers, what's our review for our final? What is your review for your final? Your big green book that for 90% of you is half empty. Right? So don't give me any of that crap.